Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Listen. I'm Brother Faheem, and you're now tuned in to the Lead with Logic podcast. And you know the vibes. I can do that. Peace. This is Brother Fahim. You're now tuned into the Lead with Logic podcast. Hey, man, I appreciate you guys. I know I'm starting a little bit late. You know, better late than never. Never late is better. Listen, thank you. It's one of y'all, but I know more people will watch, and I'm gonna get some people in here shortly. But for those of you guys who may be watching for the first time somewhere, all my first timers, right? Look, man, what I do here on Lead with Logic podcast is I take the controversial, the mundane, the sensational, and through objective data, literature, books, peer-reviewed journals, articles, in interviews, documentary clips. I extract the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from those things so that people can live life in 3D and they can enhance their enlightenment, right? It's a brand of saying in a podcast. The brand Lead with Logic. You can go to www.leadwithlogic7.com, www.leadwithlogic7.com. Get all your good gear, get everything. I'm going to show you guys some stuff that I have today that I want you to go and look at. Y'all grab a hold of, and I can get it sent to you. Um, Yeah, so it's a saying, lead with logic. That's a saying, right? Letting enlightenment and divinity win in this harsh level of God's infinite creation. That's lead with logic. That's the acronym. And like I said, my podcast comes on every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Typically it's at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know I started a little bit late. Life be lifing. And so here I am though. Man, so many things going on, man. Look at this. I found this, y'all. My old school, uh, my old school iPad or iPod. This was before the iPhone, right? Yeah, man. It is Monday, September the 8th. Hopefully you guys are doing great. Uh it's the beginning of the week, man. The new week was last week, or the new month, excuse me, was last week, but here we are right here today. And man, a lot of new stuff, a lot of things going on, a lot of things happening. I'm getting oriented, y'all. Y'all give me a second. I'm getting oriented. We gonna make it. We gonna make it. Oh, we are going to make it. Um, lot happening. Whole lot happening. A lot going on. Lot going on, and I just try to make sense of it all. I try to make sense of it and try to capitalize on things, right? Just try to capitalize on things. Capitalize on a lot of things that are taking place. The current events are always popping up. It's certain. I uh I always get a little bit bored with certain things, right? It almost seems like current events in the mainstream news is all it's patterns, right? Sex, violence, racism. Those things, sex, violence, racism. In America, those are the three things that people will see in circulation. You'll see these things to be repeated, right? You'll see these things, happen uh in a circular frame. So, I try to find those things outside of that frame and bring them to the people. Also, man, today I'm gonna go into some of my products a little bit later. I'm gonna show you guys some things that I have, man, that I think you guys would dig. It's getting ready to get cold, and I want you to put some logic not only on your brain but on your back as well. You know, I implore people to be producers. What's going on, Rome? What's up? You good? You good? Do you think? You straight, fella. But yeah, try to get things outside of the frame. Try to get things outside the frame. And I got some products. Like I say, I really we should all produce something. That's not to say we shouldn't have 9 to 5s. We shouldn't aspire to have 9 to 5s. We should do what we have to do to we do what we want to, absolutely. But man, I think it's great if in our attempt to have a 9 to 5 or in our attempt to survive that we don't neglect ourselves and that we create something because America's for sale, y'all. America is really for sale. And so it's like, man, find something to sell, right? And even if you don't know how to sell it, man, go to your favorite salespeople. Look at your favorite corporations, your favorite big boxes. How are they selling things? What tactics and techniques are they using, right? When you look, man, they're so scientific about marketing. They understand that the color that makes people want to buy is red, right? Red makes people want to buy, right? So uh, maybe you want to use red in your marketing for your product or your service doesn't include red. Red, right? What do people align with emotionally? How can we grab people not just for their wallets? What's going on, Pooh? Not just for their wallets. How can we not get get the interest of their buying, but how can we get the interest? How can we spark that emotional interest? Right? What I notice is when I watch certain when I watch certain commercials, I notice that certain commercials play different music, right? They play different music for different populations, right? For like Walmart, for a lot of the fast food or the I don't want to say cheaper industry because sometimes it's not the cheapest, but I notice a lot with fast food. That's just my small observation. I notice a lot with fast food. They play a lot of hip hop music, right? Or they play a lot of soul music. And I'll be thinking to myself, they're directly communicating with their audience, right? That's what they're doing. They want you, they've used a technique that will reel you in, and they've used the music that they know you love, right? And so, yeah. But yeah, sell something, y'all. Sell. Help your children sell. Help your children sell. Help your children sell. Uh Lemonade stands, foods, maybe they know how to sew, right? Maybe they can sing, whatever it is, man. If they can write a book, my guy Merch Life, he can teach you how to write books, right? Um, you know, Kids can do a lot, man. We can do a lot. And I'm not against that job having them go and work or us going to work. I just I think that we negate oftentimes it's easy for us to negate within this culture that advocates and propagates the American dream, which is going to work, putting in work for someone else's dream. And then when we're older, being able to kind of sit back and enjoy our family. Whereas if we teach the young people, the youth, to build their dreams early, they'll have a lot more time as if they were retired in their young age. They won't be bogged down with so much work or things of that nature. Listen, I see it's two of y'all on here. I appreciate you, man. I really do. We got some fun today. Like I said, I'm gonna show you guys some of my wares, some of my hats, and I want y'all to go over to leadwithlogic7.com and pick something up. Grab something, order something, and I can send it out to you. I'm selling it at a good price. The price is right, like Bob Barker, baby. But yeah. But we're going to look at a few things. We're just going to look at some reactions today. because it's been so much going on. And I'm gonna share some videos with you guys that I like to watch, and just give y'all my, my earnest and honest reaction. If you so please, man, type who it is. Say what's up. Let me know that you in the house, that you in the place to be. Let me know who you are, where you at, and what you up to, and why you here, and how you got here. For all my people that are in Facebook land, listen, send this to about 100 of your people. Post it on your page. Send it in the DM. For my people who are watching on YouTube, hey, copy and paste that link and send it out to everybody in your Rolodex, everybody in your address book. Send it out to everybody. But I'm gonna put something on so that the people can see. Listen, the weather's getting ready to get cold. Brittany Bishop, there she go. What's going on, Jay Cosmos? Jay Cosmos in the place to be. I see you. Let me highlight that. Jay Cosmos, yes, good people. I am going to put on the screen the website where you guys can go and purchase some of my products. Yes, yes, yes. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you coming through, Jay Cosmo. Sit tight because I got some good stuff. I got some good stuff lined up. That is the website, right? Because I told you guys it's a brand of saying in a podcast, but that's the website I want you guys to visit. And somewhere throughout the show, I'm going to show you guys my wares. Yeah, it's an extra. It's an extra large. It's about to get cold, y'all. It's about to get cold. We live in a time frame where we live amongst sapiosexuals. We live in a time frame where intellect and intelligence and reasoning and rationale, it is, if it if at any other point, um like no other point, I mean to say, man, intelligence is at a premium, right? It's so much at a premium, like I said, that people are being attracted to it sexually, sensually. So it's not a bad thing because it can make you enhance your life. It can enhance your life, right? And have you living life in 3D. So, I always say it's best to put knowledge on the brain, to burn it on the brain, but it's also great to put it on your back, right? Your clothes say something, right? Just like your energy says something. Your energy speaks before you ever open your mouth. And why not wear something that represent what you want your energy to project out there, right? It's no coincidence when you listen to music, when you eat certain foods, when you hang around certain vibrations and wavelengths and energies. There's no coincidence that it can become a part of you. It can become infused in who you are. And other people who might not know you are meeting you for the initial time, they might think that you're somebody you're not because you have now been saturated with all of these things and you now project and you put out there your energy presents itself as such. I'm asking you simply to present yourself in a logical manner, in a way that people can see you and think, wow, intelligence. MF Kush, wow, wow, that is a blast from the past. I think this is the first time MF Kush then came, or I've seen you in my show, MF Kush. I left X too. I absolutely left X. It was getting toxic over there, Kush. I couldn't do it. I tried. I still got love for the people. I absolutely still got love for the people who follow me over there. But man, we gotta put some muscle behind that hustle, right? And start to build something up. If not build up our communities, that's the least. At least build up our brand, build up our businesses. And man, I just couldn't do it at X no more. I had wasted enough of my time. Not to say that you or anybody else is, but man. Yes, it's three: knowledge, wisdom, understanding. And she said you need to get back on there. I don't think the people appreciated me, Kush. I think my topics were a bit too structured. They were a bit too, and I'm not pulling my own horn, but you know how I ran my room, Kush. You knew my pedigree on X. You knew I didn't play a lot. You know what I mean? You knew if you came in my room, it was like a college auditorium. we were gonna talk. We were gonna have dope dialogue, but it wasn't gonna be no middle school stuff up in there. Mm-mm. Nope. We adults, no middle-aged middle schoolers. Nah. But I know that you're doing great work. I hope you continue to do great work. Yeah, it does. It takes time, absolutely. But man, listen, you're doing great work over there. Continue to do great work. Do it off the app, on the app, just like you've been doing. Like I said, and I still want to get you on if that's all. That's open. That's open. That's open. But today we doing reviews. Let me see. Just posted some business grant. That's dope. That is dope. You could teach people how to do that, Kush, because this is something grant writing is a very viable skill. It's a viable skill. I'm gonna tell you something, right, Kush? And to my three that are watching, I'm pulling up the videos. I'm a person when I was a kid, I used to ride through like these big communities. Have y'all ever done this? Hit one if you have. I would ride through as a child these communities where man, these were estates. Or I had a friend on the other side of town and I would go to their home and I love what I was seeing, but in my heart, I was crying because I was like, man, I wish I could live like this. This is my weekend or this is my escape. This is somebody's reality. Whose reality is this? That's what I used to say to myself. Damn, what do they do? And I couldn't think past working a job with a salary, making a high, making 300,000 a year. Now, people live like that, making that money, but I never thought I could use my skill, right? I could use my natural gifted abilities and become a intelligence alchemist, right? An alchemist is a person that takes nothing or very little and makes something of it. We all have that ability, right? We have that ability for that intellectual alchemy, for that business alchemy. But I'm saying that to you, coming back to you, Kush, teaching people how to write those grants could give them that variability, that gives them that alchemy, that puts all the power, all the destiny in their hands. Grant writing is something that's very underrated, but it's very necessary because most businesses get funding. It's called OPM, other people's money. And the way you get OPM is applying for loans, applying for different grants, but someone has to write them. A donor, investor has to be persuaded, has to be, uh, what's the word? They have to buy in and say, you know what? I like what you put down, Kush. I like what you said. You got the $3 million. Boom, there it is. You're five. You can open your non for profit. You can open your business. You can get all the money you want and all the money you need. So keep doing what you're doing, Kush. But yeah, leadwithlogic7.com, leadwithlogic7.com. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Y'all don't go nowhere. Please don't go nowhere. Please do not go anywhere because we're going to have a little bit of fun. I'm going to play something. We're going to look at some things. And these are videos that I'll be checking out, right? You getting the view, you getting a glimpse into what Faheem looks at, right? Uh, different videos that I watch and that I'm inspired by. Uh, Here we go. Where is it? 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 I'm about to do a live stream tonight. She said she about to do a live stream tonight. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's do this. Hold on. Where is it at? Where is it? Where is that? I'm gonna show y'all what I be looking at. And this is gonna be hella random, y'all. Also held a Black American Business Space a month, and you missed it. That's dope, Kush. Hey, keep doing it. Keep doing it, Kush. That's what I would tell you. Keep doing it. Keep on doing it. She said she also I held a Black American Business Space a month ago. Hey, keep doing it. You fired. Hey, keep doing it. Keep doing it, yo. That's all I would say. That's good stuff. Keep on bringing that because we need that over there for real. It's necessary, man. It's really necessary. What we got? What we got? Well, these are things that I've seen. Things that I have. Things that I have looked at. Right. These are some of the things that your boy be looking at. Let's go up here. Here we go. Let's go up here. Let's go up. I wanted y'all to see this. It's one of my favorite movies. Hopefully they don't block the.
Damn it, Woody, you bounced another check.
Thought we had it covered. I'll get some money.
When?
When? What do you think I'm doing right here? Jim, let me just finish his music.
That's what I've always done. The problem is your music's not bringing anything into the house but music.
Jim, the money will come.
I'm waiting. I'm back teaching school again, and I'm waiting.
Just keep doing what you're doing, Jim. And you know, it wasn't always like this. I made money before, I'll make money again.
I trust you, but you have got to realize we are on a limited budget. I'm trying to balance everything. And when you go and write checks and don't tell me about it, it makes it extremely difficult.
Scott's my place. I want the best for you and the children. But I've got to do it in my own way. Cool.
Cool. I went out and opened a separate bank account.
That's supposed to get some kind of reaction from me? Just what is that supposed to prove?
I don't know what it proves. I'm interested in putting food on the table and keeping a roof over our kids' heads.
Boy, you know, you really kill me. I mean, on the one hand, you come down here telling me about yet another mistake. What did I make? When I'm sitting at that piano, trying to do my work, trying to concentrate, you won't let me do that either. I mean, you got a beef with that. I don't know what to do.
You can get up off my chair. I don't want to talk about your mistakes now. You keep track of those. I don't have time.
I want to pause. This is one of my favorite movies. And it's very, very crazy, right? Because when you become an adult, you guys should go back and watch some films that you saw as a child because now your brain has evolved. You've matured, you maybe are more refined, and you can understand a different perspective of whatever that film was. Crooklyn came out in 1993, so that puts me at 12 years old. This was always a great film. I thought it was hilarious as a child, but then as I became an adult, I could now relate to different aspects of the movie. And I always love this scene because I think this happens in a lot of black households, unfortunately. They're dealing with bouncing checks, they're dealing with, she's the one working, he's the one looking for work, he's creating, he's a creative. And that can cause some strain. And you can see both people's perspective, really, the one who's working and paying the bills, right? Because she here is trying to make sure that they don't go up under. He's trying to make sure he can provide in the best way he knows how to help her. But in the meantime and in between time, there is pressure that is felt from the provider, who whichever one it is, and it can sometimes call for some contention, and that's what we're seeing in this film, this clip. Like I said, this is old. We're talking 93. We're talking what, 33 years ago? No, 32 years ago. I love it though, man. I absolutely love it. Uh, yeah, this is one of my favorites, especially being married, knowing how marriage, when you can get into it, you can have those arguments. Uh, and sometimes it can go left. But it was just crazy to see this as an adult and know what happens in a marriage.
All I ask you to do is to write down when you spend the money that I am making.
I done told you it was a legitimate mistake.
I appreciate that, but you have made that mistake 5 times this month. I just want you to change the pattern.
I don't need no lecture from you about how to conduct myself in this house.
I'm not giving you a lecture. I am asking you to help me conduct the business affairs of this family.
What the hell?
You're an adult.
I am trying to do.
I don't know what you're doing.
I know you don't, but let me tell you, I got to be like a thief in the night in this house every time I want to get some privacy to do my work.
You selfish child, don't tell me about privacy. Yes, you are selfish. I can't even take a piss without 6 people hanging off my tits.
You big scene around here, and I ain't shit.
You call yourself what you want to. I just ask you to write down the check.
Nope, check right. Nope.
I think you can do 2 things at once. Make music and write.
What is? Nope. Check.
That's very cute. You remember to write it down before it bounces to next time.
You know, you seem to forget. I'm the one who used to pay for you and the children to go to Bloomingdale's and Lord and Taylor to get what you wanted when you wanted. You ain't the only one contributed to this family, Jim. You got to remember that.
I can't get hard, not even with the blue pills. Will the
Whoa! She said, not even with the blue pills. Whoa, Miss Ma'am, Missy, hold on there. No, man. Yeah, that was, you probably thinking like, what the hell does it have to do with leading with logic? Listen, that has everything to do with leading with logic, because what we just witnessed, there were 2 black people, a brother and a sister, who were trying to figure it out, man, trying to make it work. And you know, it's hard. It gets hard. It gets rough. But that's the reality of a relationship, of a marriage, y'all. There will be ups and downs. And leading with logic, thinking critically, right? Being realistic about things. Um, letting people know, we should tell our children that relationships are what they make them. And just like anything else in life, there will be ups and downs. There will be times that you want to quit. It's almost like a sport, right? It's a grind, it's a labor, and it takes a team. Marriage is a team sport, and you don't always like your teammates. Sometimes you want to quit the team. Sometimes you wonder, are you going to go to another team? Sometimes you wonder, is it worth it all? But you just have to continue to practice. You have to continue to get stronger, and you have to continue to try to build that relationship, that team, right? That bond, that team bond, I mean to say, right? Because truly, all great teams, uh, all great families, teams, villages, communities, nations, they go through a troubled time. They go through a time that's heavy. And it's not the time that's heavy that defines them. I often see where it's how they survive that, how they respond to that, right? How they respond to it. That is what now determines, or what uh, makes up, or defines how strong or weak a team really is. So I'm gonna play Sister Shahrazad, Mother Shahrazad Ali. She I saw something that I thought was very interesting, that she said. A lot of people have issues with Mother Shahrazad Ali, right? She has been very vocal about her stance on the Nation of Islam, the re-erected Nation of Islam that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has erected. We love the minister. But she was a part of the first resurrection. She was a part of the Nation of Islam when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was in it. And so her perspectives, her opinions her statements are oftentimes based on that, and that can rub people the wrong way. But she said something that I thought was super duper interesting, and I'm gonna play it for you.
Our men use a lot of excuses not to pay, even a little bit. Some of our men buy clothes and stuff, and they think that's child support. Some of our men just completely disappear. Some of them won't work at all because they know if they work, they're going to have to pay that money for child support. So that is one of the ways that we kind of get you back, because there are other ways to do that that would keep you out of the system, and you all would be able to co-parent. However, we need teachings on how to co-parent.
I was going to ask that.
We don't know how to do that. We don't know how to cohabit with each other. Okay, so we don't know how to co-parent. Anything that's co means unity. We don't know how to practice none of that. Okay, so we need to have teachers or somebody to come up with some kind of program or brochure or something about how to co-parent without the enemy in the middle of it.
Would you be able to provide any advice to anyone in regards to co-parenting? Because people seem to just that anger they have for the other person blinds them in regards to what's important for the child.
Yeah, we'll punish you with the baby. And as I said, you know, I've said this years ago, and it created a new dialogue about it, that if we mad with you, we won't even let you see the baby. If you don't give us money, we won't even let you see your own child. That's not punishing you because you going on about your business. It's punishing the child. That's who's being robbed in the situation. And as an example, I've noticed a trend that when you hear the white women getting pregnant on television and so forth, they'll say, "We're pregnant." I've even heard their men say, "We're pregnant." Okay. We say, "Where's my son? Where's my daughter?" Okay. And I know we real tough, but we can't have no baby by ourselves.
I think it's beautiful what she just said there. She said, notice how one is we, one is I'm pregnant, right? My son. Man, that's really what she's saying is we have to put a more of an emphasis on family. We have to put more of an emphasis on the we. She also was speaking about co-parenting. That's something that is huge. It's very necessary. If we want our children, if we want our families to be strong, if we want our children to be productive, and we want them to be the supreme or the elite, then they have to witness that. They have to see a team. I just talked about Crooklyn, where we saw the mom. We saw uh, Delroy Lindo, and we saw Alfred Woodard. Right, those two characters. We saw them arguing. We saw them arguing out and trying to get their differences, straighten them out. But they were together. They were a team. And what she's saying is other cultures have a team, right? Other cultures function as a squad, because I'm of the perspective that children are safer when they are within a family. Children are safer when they're in a family, right? When they have the protection of a village. Normally in school, when children have multiple siblings at the school, they don't get bullied, right? And it might not be because their siblings are older or they're tougher, but they understand, whoever the bully is understand, to mess with this child or to mess with this person is to mess with their village as well. And that's not wise. That's not smart. And so what she's proposing is we become now more collective. We become now more of a team, more of a village. And she's right. She's right.
They're just not gonna. It has never flown in that way. So I think that that's something that we could sit down and just talk about. I know we mad, but we got to do this different or write it to the person. And we especially get angry if you get with another woman, because we'll say, "I don't want my child around your other woman." Well, you are more capable to protect a child than we are. You could protect your child better from a woman than we can protect ours from a man. You know, and you have to look out for the daughters and the sons now. It's not just
that's what I learned from
just
teaching.
the little girls anymore, because the situation has gotten just so perverted out here, and our men also don't have the discipline to not be dealing with young girls. Okay, but how many behinds can you look at? and that turn you on. And so what happens is that our men sometimes, I know I'm talking a lot of different things, but this is important too. A lot of our men are going after the younger girls because she stimulates them more than another sister with her butt out.
Hey, listen up. Are you
Yeah, absolutely. As men, we are attracted to motion. We are attracted to shape. You know, I know as a black man, as a melanated man, particularly, I'm absolutely drawn, or I was absolutely drawn to a full-figured, shapely, voluptuous woman. Why? Because innately, it and instinctively, it signifies healthy birth. It signifies bringing forth life in a manner that is almost guaranteed to move forward with the most supreme of ease, right? That's what a full woman, you know, in some parts of Africa, to be obese is a blessed, is a celebratory thing, not just because of the disease that comes with being obese, but because of the thought process that, hey, when it is time for life to come into the picture, life will come in smoothly and healthily.
It's just enough, and every market can get saturated. Okay, the crack market. For years, they opening up a business. Of different businesses that is simpler to go to them. All of it leads back to we didn't
This was the part on Instagram, you guys, that really caught my eye. And if when you come in, please say what's up, man. Say who you are, comment. Um, she really talked about the difference in the Nation of Islam of yesterday and of today, and really how it affects how the nation is viewed, the inner workings of it, but also the impact of it, right? And I thought this was so profound.
the Nation of Islam that we have today, and all those other different little nations of Islams and Muhammad's temples around the country, they don't have 10% of what the messenger taught us to do in Chicago and in other cities. You had blocks and blocks of Muslim businesses, people trying to do something for themselves that they could control. They knew they had to get up in the morning. They didn't really need nobody to tell them get up before you be late. When you talk about your job, you don't have to say, yeah, my boss, because you the boss. All of those things. That hasn't been rebuilt. There's a lot of people there. So where the donations going? Where's the money at? What do we have to show for the money? I'm not talking about no big cars for whoever the leader say he is. I'm not talking about big vacations. I'm not talking about all those things. But what do we have to show for what we pay? Everywhere. What do we have to show? All of us can't go into the incense business. you know, we can't all sell shea butter. There are a lot of other things, services that we use. Yeah. But because they took that drive out of us, we don't want to do that. We think it's too far away. And it's people still starting, Ava and them started in the basement of their house. People are still doing that on different things. I didn't have anything but a typewriter and a ream of paper.
You had that fire and you had the teaching.
But if you have an idea and you have the drive and you want to do that, you can do that. The messenger didn't give us nothing to do that's impossible. Okay. And he didn't teach us that you're going to die and come back alive and that one day you're going to see your loved one. No, you're not. I understand that that's easier to believe. One day I'll see you again. We'll be together. No, you're not. Death is the end. The messenger said the only way to avoid death is not to be born.
My mother used to tell me that. My mother used to always say that. Just as sure as you're born, you're going to die. But I'm going to back up a little bit. Something she said when she talked about this nation, and this is not a knock on the Nation of Islam, but this is an observation. She said, the nation of the day, the people don't have the businesses. In the first resurrection in the 50s and 60s, when the nation was thriving, when there was salams or a bookstore, a how to eat to live, or respect for life, you saw brothers and sisters. They were out there with bean pies, as they still are, wherever you are. I'm sure if you're in the inner city, you know where to go get a supreme bean pie. Y'all know where to get them bean pies from. Y'all probably be messing some bean pie up. Shoot. But you would see people selling bean pies, fish sandwiches, papers, final call, or Muhammad Speaks, as it was back then, right? But the point that she's making is there was a more of an entrepreneurial spirit, right? There was this push for you to do for self or suffer the consequences. And not only that, there were established businesses that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had and was plentiful. You got to remember now, Elijah Muhammad amassed a net worth before he passed of 80 million. That was in that time. Today, that's like 400 something odd million, right? He was doing well. He was doing very well. So it was provided for. It was plentiful. And yeah, the brothers were still out in the street. The brothers were still doing what they had to do, but it was plentiful in the nation, and brothers were taught to be resourceful. They were taught to be resourceful, and they still are. But what she's saying is, you don't see the products of that. You don't see the results of that like how you did in that time. And there was no technology back then, right? You had to go through certain mediums, you had to go through certain establishments, right? Now we have the internet. Now people are making money online, people are creating content, people are day trading, people are doing wagers, people are uh investing in stocks on their phones. It's a lot. It is a lot. And you heard what she said. We weren't given anything that was impossible for us to do. Nothing was impossible for us to do. We can do that. And so, yeah, I really like that. And I know that to be true. And she also said something that I think a lot of us don't want to deal with. There's no hereafter. The hereafter is here after we have been mentally resurrected, right? After we come into the knowledge of self, right? After we realize that no one's coming to save us. They said Jesus, they said Jesus died for our sins, but we ain't seen him since the resurrection, since they put him in that tomb. The only Jesus that we've seen was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We've seen different archetypes of Samsons. We've seen different archetypes of those from the Bible. But no one has come back and told us that there's something after death. Now, why is that important? Listen, when you look at all creatures in creation, let's take a roach. When you uncover something that's on the ground and a roach realizes that its life is threatened, it moves with a serious sense of urgency, Jack. A serious sense of urgency. Human beings, sometimes we don't move with that urgency. And maybe it's because in the back of our mind, we've been programmed to think that there's something else. Brothers and sisters, there's nothing else. And if there is, you should work like it isn't. You should work like it isn't. Yeah, you should work like it is. And as I talk to you, I talk to myself. That's the first person. It comes through my mouth and through my ear hole first, and then it's magnified and put through this microphone and put out in the airways. But yeah, I really enjoy Sister Shaharazad Ali, and I hope that you guys will enjoy it as well. You can check her interviews out. You can check out her book. She wrote a book. She wrote two. She wrote a few books. She wrote how not to be a slave. But the famous books the book that her seminal work is what they call it, would be uh The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. She wrote that, but she also wrote The Black Woman's Guide to Understanding the Black Man. Right? That's what people that's what people they never talk about that one. They never talk about that one. You see, I watch a lot of. I like to listen to Charleston White in his purest form. I really appreciate when he's out of character. The character is humorous, and I laugh. But when he's not in character, that's when I learn the most from him. Right? That's when I really, really, really get the most from him. Just looking for some stuff that that I would like for you guys to watch. Um, what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? I would play some music on here, but the music be getting what do you call clip that'll get you copyrighted. That'll get you copyrighted fast. That'll get you copyrighted real fast. And so, what am I? See, Lenny Kravitz. I'm trying to find something good. I'm about to type in something for you guys, and and uh, and let you go from there. I know I got one person on here, people, and that's cool, man. Hopefully, you got. Well, I know the people will. I know the people will go back and look. This is something that I think you guys might.
I caught my stepson spying on me in the shower at the
a whole generation because one person makes a decision that disrupts a home, breaks up a relationship by 30 seconds of pleasure that comes from. So there is no coincidence that whenever in 1867, 2 years up from slavery, when in the halls of Congress, when they began to discuss whether or not they were going to allow black people to go to colleges and universities, the ruling on the floor was, we'll let them go to colleges and university, but they can't come to ours. And when they go to theirs, any black college, there's three sciences that must never be taught to these slaves: the science of finance, the science of warfare, and the science of mating.
Watch the full interview with Brother Nuri Muhammad now at INeverKnewTV.com premium. All right, the elder once told me, right? Well, elder told me this recently, actually. He said 30 seconds of pleasure can destroy a whole generation. Now, I've heard 30 seconds of pleasure could destroy a life, right? But it made me think, though, right? So I wanted to ask, what do you think about this quote? He said 30 seconds of pleasure can destroy a whole generation. Why do you think we need to put more focus on mate selection in our community?
Well, I think that what he had to be speaking of, I'm just trying to put some context to help me to grasp the content. But I imagine if we could interview him, he was speaking of that 30 seconds of pleasure. It had to be sexual pleasure because, 30 seconds of pleasure that comes from drinking a soda pop is not going to produce a destroyed generation. But if 30 seconds of pleasure produces a child that broke a relationship, and then from that, a cycle can continue where you have generations of children and parents. The unfortunate reality about us, I just read a study the other day where they said it's not just for black people, but the American people. 94% of American people have never read a book since they got out of high school.
I believe it.
Think about that. So if we're not reading, where are we learning from? See,
Wow. Pause. I couldn't imagine. I could not imagine not reading. If I was ever homeless, brothers and sisters, if something happened where misfortune befell me and I lost it all, uh, it's one thing that I know outside of my family, losing everything, of course, my family. If I had them, the next thing that I would want would be that knowledge, those books, because knowledge is the foundation, it is the key. And knowledge is like the sun, it is the sun. It empowers it and it gives you vision and it lights the way for you, right? Whatever you doing, wherever you are, you got there through the sun of knowledge, through the warmth and the rays of the knowledge of whatever it is that you're doing. You had to shine that light. You had to. It had to be demonstrated before the world, before you could get into the position that you got into. So, for 90% of the people to have not read a book, that is like, to me, that is like going without nourishment. That's like never eating again after eating in high school, never eating again. And when I do eat, I eat junk food only. I eat plastic food. I eat food that is not meant to build me up. I eat food that is merely meant to destroy me and empty my pockets and lessen my life. When I read, when I grasp, when I get into a book and those concepts that I'm reading about, when they hit me, it makes me feel alive. It makes me feel alive. It makes me come alive. The bookstore is the video store. If you think about it, the bookstore is the natural video store. Why? Because when you read those pages, as you're reading, your mind's computing and it's projecting an image in your mind of what you're reading. The words is creating a projected image, and you can see what it is that you're reading about. As you understand it, that photo becomes that much clearer. And you say, wow, damn, what did my man say? I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. I can see clearly now, right?
One of the other things that was established in education, they say that the formula for learning is CORE, CORE as an acronym. It stands for communication, observation, reading, and experimentation. The primary form of learning, if you're not going to read, is communicate with other people, observing other people, and experiment with what you observed. So if we're learning only from what we see other people do, and our family is the one we see the most, whatever you feed the mind the most is what wins. If I'm Johnson and that Johnson and that Johnson and that Johnson, we always been, we always had a lot of women. You know, that's just what we did. We always see that's being loyal to a negative habit. So in that sense, 30 seconds of pleasure can ruin a whole generation because one person makes a decision that disrupts a home, breaks up a relationship by having weak sexual discipline. The next generation feels like by observation and communication that I am Ed Johnson, so I must be loyal to that particular system. And we repeat that kind of bad habit and take pride in it. Take pride in it. You know, the Johnsons, we ladies men. And now next thing you know, you have a cycle of constant, consistent, broken homes that produces that generation. So there is no coincidence that whenever in 1867, 2 years up from slavery, when in the halls of Congress, when they began to discuss whether or not they were going to allow black people to go to colleges and universities, the ruling on the floor was, we'll let them go to colleges and universities, but they can't come to ours. And when they go to theirs, any black college, there's three sciences that must never be taught to these slaves: the science of finance, the science of warfare, and the science of mating. See, two sides of mating. One is picking a spouse, and the other is parenting the child that comes from that bond. Look at our problems right now. Finance, $1.3 trillion last 2 years out of 226 nation, eighth richest nation in the world. But we don't have anything that we can call our own. You got Spain with 47 million people. They brought in 637 or $728 billion, and we got double that. They got 47 million people with a 208,000 square mile land mass, and they got their own everything. And we can't even come to one community and find anything that we own other than beauty shops, barber shops, and barbecue restaurants. Something wrong. We got dollars, but we need some sense. So finance, we didn't learn. Then you have the science of warfare. We kill only each other. We never have raised up against the enemy that torments and kills us. We only kill each other. And mating. We have the highest divorce rate of any group of people on earth.
I want to stop it right there. He said we only kill each other. We only kill each other now. The brother is coming with the most supreme methodology of delivering this message, right? And we understand that. We get it. We get his words. Now, sometimes message can be lost in messenger, right? In the methodology that the messenger uses. What are you saying, Faheem? I nece- I've I've grown to not, especially with people that are abstract in my viewpoint or my purview, right? Brother Nuri is abstract. I met Brother Nuri, but he's in an abstract position right now, meaning I can't reach out and touch him. I can't call him. I can merely watch and listen to his words, right? So from that point, when people are in the abstract in that frame, I don't necessarily focus so much on the methodology of delivery as much as I focus on the message. See, because what he's saying, other people have said. Black people do kill black people. We do harm ourselves a lot. Now, if Candace Owens says that, y'all got a problem with it. If Officer Tatum says that, y'all have an issue with it. And I get it. They make other statements that you might not like. They've said other things that you don't appreciate. And that's true. However, but comma, when you take all that away, when you boil it down to its very last compound, if it's mathematics, when we simplify it, he's saying what they're saying, right? Black people do kill each other in droves, way too much. Also, the person I was going to say is Charleston White. When he says it, when these people say it, you get inflamed. And I understand it. People's areas of exposure, people's levels of their stages of development differ at times. I understand it, but I'm just, what I try to do is, if possible, I try to look past the messenger and really look into the message and see, because that can work both ways. We can be put off by a good message because we think it's coming from a bad messenger. And then we can be turned on to a bad message because we think it's by a good messenger. Whether it's we just take the message and go with it from there, right? Because what he's saying is absolutely correct. And we have all the funds and the resources to create all the stores, to create everything that we go outside of the community with. We have the ability to now create these things. We have world famous doctors. We have world renowned nurses. We have astronauts. We have all of these things, man, to build. We have all these things. And I think to myself, I don't want my kids to uh have to go elsewhere for a job, because I know they're gonna have to support themselves, right? But it would be so beautiful if there were a district, if there were a city, if there were a state where I knew that there were like-minded brothers and sisters who merely wanted contributors, serious contributors, to keep us safe, to esteem us, to empower us, to give us what we need to work. Because once we do that, we can really change this condition that we're in, right? It can help us. But yeah, the science of mating, the science of business, and the science of warfare. He's right.
Earth. Third world nations living in poverty and in mud huts with no running water or electricity have a better, more successful marriage ratio than black people in America. 75% divorce rate among us. And then there was a study called the McKinley Irving study by McKinley Irving Law. Look at this. They went back to 1867 and found that 9 out of 10 eligible black adults were married back then. That's 90% of every adult black person was married with a near 100% success ratio. That means all of them said to death do his part and made their word bond. Today, we got a 40% marriage ratio. And out of that 40%, which is 4 out of 10, 75% divorce rate means that only 1 out of the 4 couples we see that did get married are going to get married. So out of 10 eligible candidates for marriage, only one of them is going to make it. So that's a sign, because the minister said it like this: where there are no strong marriages, you cannot have a strong family. Where there are no strong families, you cannot have strong communities. And where there's no strong community, you can't have a strong nation. Marriage is the cornerstone of all nation building. So mating, question, is it important? It is of great significance. I said, and My brother Steve Harvey, he quoted it when they asked him about how valuable it was for him to have the wife he has. And he mentioned, he said, there's a dude named Nuri Muhammad that said coldest thing, and he paraphrased it. He did good with his memory to say it, but what I said was is that the most important decision you'll ever make in your life after choosing belief in God is choosing the right mate to spend the rest of your life with. For the mate you choose will either inspire you to grow into your greatness or they'll confine you to complacency. They'll either be your other half or they'll make you half of yourself. The minister said this: a good relationship brings out the best in you and makes you more youthful, while a bad relationship will bring out the worst in you and cause you to age prematurely. So choose wisely.
Yeah, Brother Nuri is a incredible speaker. Is an insightful minister and someone who I love listening to because he's one of those guys that he's a gauge, a measuring stick. He's oftentimes a measuring stick for me because what's going on, LeVar? I see you, big brother. I see you. Let me see. We got, I think, I want to say this is my man. Hold on. Let me say some shout outs right quick. Tito, I want to say this, my brother, Mick. Peace, peace. Yes, sir. Some great things coming. I'm going to talk about it in a second. I see my man, Askia the Great. He coming through the general. I see you, bro. I appreciate you, man. I really do. LeVar, the brother, my big brother. Ain't my homeboy, man. Yes, sir, LeVar. Yes, sir. Man, I love all of you brothers. I really do. And I appreciate y'all being here, man. Y'all could be anywhere else. Super intelligent brothers. Y'all could be anywhere else doing whatever you want to do, but you came here, and I really appreciate that. But Brother Nuri is a measuring stick for me anyway, because he's one of those people that if I'm not on my game, if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, it's gonna be hard for me to listen to him because I'm gonna feel like he's talking to me, and he is. That's how it's supposed to be. He is talking to you. One thing that I like about myself, it's hard, right? Is that I try to be as analytical with self and critical of self as I am of others. As much as I like to break down life around me as I see it and as I understand it, I can never, ever, ever forget to break myself down first. To analyze self is the greatest analysis that you could ever perform. And there are guideposts, there are signs uh, that will help you to uh, there are signs that will help you to make sure you do that, that make sure you do just that, that make sure that you stay honest, like they say, keep them honest, that you stay honest, and that you uh, always be able to look at yourself, no matter how good or bad something is. You should be able to look at yourself. My father used to be able to say, if you can't do nothing else, boy, don't lie to yourself. Be honest about where you are, right? Don't be in denial. If you down bad, admit it to yourself. Because if you don't, you'll be done walked around your house and threw every mirror in the house out. You won't want to look at yourself, right? Because your will, your person, your spirit is not strong enough to support what it innately knows that it's going to see, right? The truth is something else. The truth is something else. And so, yeah, I yeah, Nuri is the truth. But that business, that warfare, that finances, all of that is great stuff. And you guys can see I listen to some of everybody, man. I let me play something real quick. Play something that that I want you guys to see. I think you guys will enjoy.
What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with us. Thank you all for tuning in for another special.
Nipsey Hustle. So they say, oh man, nut tripping, cuz. So now I'm tripping. Cause we all in the same little clique, right?
Yeah.
So it's another nigga in the clique, fucking Damon Will's wife. I helped worked on that law to try to get this kid out. It's called JL WAP. All the niggas in the neighborhood scared to call him a snitch. I publicly call him a snitch. So nigga, who won't nobody publicly say, man, Kevin Spencer is a snitch. All the niggas still hit his G's and his C's. Twisted Black, the famous rapper, came home, hugged him, and made a song about him snitching. But he'll beat you up if you say this. So he catch me at the barbershop. They set me up because I'm the only man in my city, the community activist, who will say, man, the kids, this is the gangster nigga, y'all, he snitched, so y'all tell too. He still get his C's. He still get his G's hit. Why y'all let these niggas tell too, nigga? That's why he attacked me in the barbershop. But you got the black community clapping. But they saying I'm wrong for snitching. So when Woody come home, they clap for Woody. Oh, Woody's so loving, but this nigga done killed a bunch of people. Just 10 years ago, the FBI said he's the most dangerous man in Atlanta. And they clapping for him. But I'm the bad guy for wanting to tell on these kind of guys.
Yeah.
So now Young Thug done come out snitching. Young Thug got a video in the interrogation room for 2 hours, having dialogue with the police about crimes and criminals, but he don't want to work with Donna. Come on, homie, look at the hypocrisy. So, nigga, God made me the sacrificial lamb. That's why I have gotten this far, because I have been attacking evil. They've been saying I've been evil, but that's why God won't let nothing happen to me, because though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. I've been speaking against evil, my nigga. So
Real quick, I want to go back to something he said. If I can find it, he talking so fast, right? He talking so fast. He's talking so fast.
Dialogue with the police about crimes and criminals, but he don't want to work with Donna. Come on, homie, look at the hypocrisy. Nigga still hit his G's and his C's. Twisted Black, the famous rapper, came home, hugged him, and made a song about him snitching. But he'll beat you up if you say this. So he catch me at the barbershop. They set me up because I'm the only man in my city, the community activist, who will say, man, the kids, this is the gangster nigga, y'all, he snitched, so y'all tell too. He still get his C's. He still get his G's hit. Why y'all let these niggas tell too, nigga? That's why he attacked me in the barbershop. But you got the black community clapping.
Pause. He said you got the black community clapping. That's very disheartening to me, brothers and sisters. That's why I always mention how much I love this brother, because he's telling the truth. And again, he's saying things that you'll hear the minister saying, that you'll hear Nuri saying. They might say it different, but they're saying the same thing. There's no way, brothers and sisters, we should be teaching our children or even allowing them to listen to the gangster hip hop. We shouldn't be doing it. We can't do it, man. We should not be doing it, because we involve ourselves in that. We infuse that with our spirits. And like he said, we'll get upset with other people who blow the whistle on that type of behavior, but we'll look the other way when the rappers that we celebrate and idolize and worship, when they do it. Right? Like he said, this other guy's rapping, telling you on the street side, you can't snitch. That's some punk stuff. You weak if you do that. But like what just happened with, I think, Young Thug, he was found to be doing the exact same thing that he said he would not do. Right? He was found to do the same thing. So young people's brains aren't developed enough to know that this is all entertainment. This is all an illusion, and it is a facade. Right? When your children see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or when they see Godzilla meets whoever, and they say, if they went out and said, man, I'm fixing to do what Godzilla says, you would say, that is not reality. That is cinema. That is not real. And not only would you say it, when they said it outside amongst the people of the community, they would reaffirm it. They would confirm it. They would say, "Yeah, that's not real. You can't be a lizard. You can't be a big King Kong. Nobody, you can't do that. That's not reality. That's not even anything to ascribe for." When you take Italian movies, the gangster movies, The Godfather, you don't see Italian Americans trying to be in the mob, right? And The Godfather is a movie that impacted everybody. I love that's my ringtone. That's a fun fact. When you call me, that's what plays, The Godfather. Because Don Vito Corleone was such a man of respect. If I take anything from movies, I take the positive attributes. He was a man of respect, right? He was definitely a goon, but that's not the side that I take. I take the more patient side, the listening, the calm side, right? The reasoning. He dealt with reasoning and rationale. He offered you the carrot before he was forced to get the stick. But my point is, I'm not glorifying or trying to act out. And I don't see other communities celebrating the destruction the way we celebrate it. And I don't see us ostracizing people like Charleston, like Candace, like Officer Tatum. I don't agree with everything these people say, but I don't ostracize them either, because I understand there are hypocrisy that exists within the community that has to be resolved if we are to move forward in a healthy manner. That is his Charleston White, the community activist, not the character, the community activist. That is his value to us. He is a mirror. Okay, you don't like Charleston, well then you shouldn't like all of these rappers that glorify killing their own. Because if you do, you've lost all sense of credibility and humanity. And you don't deserve to, you can do what you want, but you don't deserve to be taken serious when you criticize a brother like Charleston. Anybody, take Charleston, any community activist, whoever, right? So when I saw this, I said, that's it. You got the black community clapping for these people who were murderers. But you got everybody hating this man who's trying to say, hey, look at me. Look at this. Let's restructure the culture. Snitching is not telling, snitching and reporting are not the same thing. You're not a snitch, brothers and sisters, if you're not involved in anything criminal and you see something criminal and you tell the authorities. You are a tax-paying citizen doing what you're supposed to do. That is reporting. But children don't know that. Ask children what is snitching and watch what they tell you. And when I say children, I mean middle school, I mean high school. Ask them. Absolutely, elementary school children don't know. But ask the big kids. Well, hey, what's snitching? What is that? They're gonna say, hey man, tell him. You know, of course, there might be some who got somebody in their ear, they got some wise counsel. But for the most part, and the ones that are troubled and at risk, they have no clue.
But they saying I'm wrong for snitching. So when Woody come home, they clap for Woody. Oh, Woody's so loving, but this nigga done killed a bunch of people. Just 10 years ago, the FBI said he's the most dangerous man in Atlanta. And they clapping for him. But I'm the bad guy for wanting to tell on these kind of guys. Yeah. So now Young Thug done come out snitching. Young Thug got a video in the interrogation room for 2 hours, having dialogue with the police about crime and criminals, but he don't want to work with Gunna. Come on, homie, look at the hypocrisy. So, nigga, God made me the sacrificial lamb. That's why I have gotten this far, because I have been attacking evil. They've been saying I've been evil, but that's why God won't let nothing happen to me, because though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. I've been speaking against evil, my nigga. So who gonna hurt somebody speaking against evil? They preach evil. They go commit crimes and put it on songs. That's how they were able to give them. And they use the songs against them. So nigga Boosie killed 9 people, went to trial for 5. Used a 16-year-old to kill 5 people, and this kid didn't make over $50,000. He paid $2,000 per hit. And people saying God on his side. You're a damn lie when he got a 15-year-old doing life in prison. And by the way, I helped work on that law to try to get this kid out. It's called JLWOP, juvenile life without parole. I went to Washington, D.C. over 4 or 5 times. We got it abolished, but you know what? They didn't make it retroactive for the boy Boosie used. So that's why this is personal to me, nigga. I ain't got to explain that to y'all. Why he picking on Boosie? Because I fight to get Marlo Mike out, nigga. He'll die in there as a baby. Nigga was 15 years old with 9 bodies. He went to go tell because he couldn't sleep at night. Boosie sleep good at night because he didn't pull the trigger. That baby can't sleep, nigga. Why you throwing your pool party? That baby had 9 bodies, nigga, at 15 years old. And he committed them all. He had to get it out of his heart, my nigga. That's why he went to the police and told. Can't sleep at night, nigga. You done killed 9 people and you can't tell nobody.
Yeah. Mr. White. I respect the brother's passion and I respect what the brother does. I respect his good deeds as a community activist. I laugh at the humorous avatar that he has used to gain fame and notoriety and also wealth from people's emotions, from people not liking him, but not ceasing to stop to look at the spectacle that he's created. But when I look at what that brother's about in real life, I can't do nothing but take my hat off to Mr. White. Good time Charlie is what I call him. I want to show some Walaikum Salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My brother Ghazi speaks. That is the big brother. That is my beloved brother. That's my beloved brother. In my eyes, he is Minister Farrakhan. He is a WD. He is just as impactful as WD Farad. He is just as impactful as Minister Malcolm. He's definitely charismatic as a young Ali. And he spit that fire they call it Muhammad spit with. So I appreciate y'all. Y'all follow that brother Ghazi Muhammad. For all my people on Facebook who are now tuning in, go to my followers, my friends, and look up Ghazi Muhammad. Yeah, look up Ghazi Muhammad. Follow that brother because he has something great. You only live once. Grand evening, everyone. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How are you doing? I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna show you guys my brother Ghazi Muhammad and what he has going on. I think that you guys can appreciate this brother. Hopefully something that he's saying will resonate. I'm honored to know this brother. I might have told you guys before I met him about 3 years ago in Charlotte, North Carolina. And before I had even ever joined the NOI, and the brother, first thing he asked me, "You FOI? Are you Fruit of Islam? Are you part of the men that the Fruit of Islam produce?" Right? And I said, "No." We just started a conversation from there, and man, it's been love ever since. It's been love ever since. The brother's a mentor. The brother's a great motivation for me. He inspires me. Because this brother just is he's relentless. He is relentless. He is Mike Tyson with a story. The way he tell them stories, he side to side, but he coming forward. He's still coming forward, and they hard hitting. And I want to introduce you to him right here, right now. Let me do this. I'm gonna take this off the screen so y'all can see my brother a bit better. And I'm gonna put this up because I want you guys to go to www.leadwithlogic7.com and pick up some gear. It's getting ready to get cold, and it's good and it's great to put knowledge on your brain, but it's even better if you can put it on your back. Let the people know that you represent and you project and you dwell in knowledge, right? All those things in love, in divinity, but also logical knowledge, reasoning and rationale. Let the people know that you are of those who knows how to use his reasoning and his intellectual ability to increase and enhance your life. But check my brother out right here. This is my brother Ghazi Muhammad. I hope brother Ghazi don't mind.
He went to spend that over some of his friends' house, right? And so I was on the phone with the friend's father at the time, and I was driving over to pick my son up. I got there a little early. I told him I was gonna be a little later, but I was over in that area, so I said I'm gonna get him right now while I'm over here. So I was on the phone with the father, and I see my son and his friends walking down the street, and they had all kind of goodies in their hands. So I was asking father, I said, man, you must give him some money, because they got everything. He said, no, I ain't giving him no money. He said, why you say that? I said, hold on, man, I'm gonna call you back. So I clicked it, I hung up the phone, and I pulled up on them, They seen my car, and first telltale sign that something was wrong, they got the eyes got buck on me, They got the breathing real hard, you know what I'm saying? You know when your children lying, if you're a parent, you know what I'm talking about. They got the breathing real hard and everything, right? So I said, man, where y'all get some money from? They say, oh no, we didn't have no money. I said, y'all didn't have no money? I said, how did y'all get all this stuff? They tell me, Lord have mercy, a lie they tell. They tell me, we found a coupon. I said, y'all found a coupon? I said, one coupon, bought y'all, I'm looking at their hands, chips, candy bars, cookies, and slushes. One coupon bought all three of y'all all this. They looking scared. Yeah. I went in that father uncle mode. I said, I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. If y'all don't tell me the truth right now, I'm gonna beat every last one of y'all right here on these streets. I'm gonna chin check every last one of y'all, right? So the youngest one in the group, he started singing like the Temptations. Uncle Gazi, they told me to do it. They told me to steal. They told me, they looking at him like, you little snitch, But he like, no, I ain't getting in trouble for y'all. Y'all told me to steal. He was the youngest one. And so I would have been angry with my son. And I was angry with my son. I told the father, what they did, what the other two, my little nephews did. And so he told them up. And I would have chin checked my son, but at that time, I decided to do something differently. So I took my son to 3 different places. I took him by, first place was in Arizona. We was in Phoenix, Arizona at the time. I took my son to a place called Tent City. If you don't know if they look it up, Tent City, it's an infamous jail. It was run by Joe Arpaio, the sheriff. I don't know if he's still the sheriff out there or not, but at that time, he's got Joe Arpaio was the sheriff. And it was a jail that was it's outside in a tent, like all the inmates stay out in tents. And it's a debilitating experience because everybody wear pink underwear. I mean, he feed them slop, he's proud to. So I'm thinking about a situation that I was in once with one of my sons when he was younger. And he went to spend that over some of his friends' house, right? And so I was on the phone with the friend's father at the time. And I was driving over to pick my son up. I got there a little early. I told him I was gonna be a little later, but I was over in that area, so I said I'm gonna get him right now while I'm over here. So I was on the phone with the father, and I see my son and his friends walking down the street, and they had all kind of goodies in their hands.
That was the second part.
Where he feed them slop. He's proud to say he feed his canine dogs in the jail. It costs more to feed his dogs than it do to feed the inmates. It's one of them kind of places, right? And his logic is, I'm gonna dehumanize them so much that they ain't gonna want to come back. Flawed logic, but that's his logic, right? And you can look outside the gate in Tent City so far, you can't go all the way up on it because it's a jail. But you can be on the streets and you can look over in the gate and you can see the guys, the inmates out there working out. They sweat and it's hot. You've been in Phoenix, it's hot as hell. And so I told my son, I want you to look at these guys out here. We sat there about 10, 15 minutes, and he looking at them. And I say, all these guys here, they in there for committing a crime or allegedly committing a crime. And most of them committed some kind of crime. They violated some kind of law, right?
and we looking at him, and they working out and everything, they sweating. I let him just stutter. He turned around, I said, nah, damn it, look straight ahead. I want you to look at them. Then I said, get in the car. We get in the car. I take him by another little area in Phoenix, over on the street, Van Buren. It's like where all the dope things hang out at, you know? Like they on meth and crack and heroin. And I mean, I say, get your ass out my car. You know, he looking around like it's, you know, at this time it got a little dark. Sun went down. I said, get out my car. And he got out. I drove off on him, you know, and I went around the corner. You know, I kept my eye on him. I drove around the corner, and I say, you want to be out here doing all that shit? Go ahead, you know. Here's the streets. Go and handle your business. And so I ride around the corner. I'm like a block down. I park. I'm looking at him, make sure nothing happened to him, you know. But he walking like scared, like freezing up, don't know what to do. I let him straight out in the midst of the dope fiends and the winos, the homeless people. I put it right in the midst of them. Get out of my car. See. And so he walking and scared, and I see people coming up to him, and he looking around, he afraid and all that, you know. I let him do that for about 10 minutes. You know, he walked down to a stoplight. I get in the car and drive up to another area, a little lot and park. And I'm still looking at him. He don't see me. He looking around like, man, what am I supposed to do? And when he got across the street, you know, went on the other side of the crosswalk, you know, I pulled up on him and, man, get in the car. Didn't say nothing to him. Then I took him to Arizona State University, you know, to the university up there in Phoenix, in Tempe, Arizona. And we go into Arizona State University. I park. I take him to the gym. He see the young brothers shooting their ball, and take him to the library. They study, and you know, he see the young brothers macking on the sisters and all that. You know what I'm saying? He, you know. And then, as we were leaving Arizona State University, I tell him this, and it's a debilitating experience because everybody wear pink underwear. You know, locked up some damn where. I know I've been there, seen that, done that. You know what I'm saying? I said, you can choose to go down this lifestyle and be stressed the hell out and all that, whining like them old dope fiends over there on Van Buren, you know, cracked out, methed out, you know, because you can't deal with the pressures of life, because you never learn how to, you know, be resilient and make the proper choices and all that kind of stuff. Or you can choose to make somebody yourself and have some dreams and some goals and end up like them brothers in the college, you know, who wanted to do them this right here. I say, listen, son, you getting up in age, because he was probably about 12, and you're going to have to make your own choices in life. And I say, whatever choice you make in life, you still going to be my son, damn it, I'm going to love you. But the reality of it is you're going to live with the effects and the consequences of your damn choice. You're going to live with that. Not me. You're going to live with that shit. I say, you can choose to keep going down this road of a criminal mind and thinking you nickel slick and shit. You can do that and wind up like them brothers in Tent City, you know, locked up some damn where. I know I've been there, seen that, done that. You know what I'm saying? I say, you can choose to go down this lifestyle and be stressed the hell out and all that, wind up like them old dope fiends over there on Van Buren, you know, cracked out, methed out, you know, because you can't deal with the pressures of life, because you never learn how to, you know, be resilient and make the proper choices and all that kind of stuff.
I want to pause it right there because that's the most touching part that he's saying, right? This end, part 3. He said, if y'all listening, he said, hey, because you never learn how to deal with the pressures of life. You never learn how to be resilient. Never learn how to be resilient. If I don't teach my kids nothing else, that what Brother Ghazi just broke down, you know, that's what I try to teach them. I try to instill confidence in my kids because I wasn't super confident coming up. And I would look to people who had confidence in the same way that I looked at those houses that I was riding by and admiring. I would be like, man, if I could only live in that house, man, if I could only have that confidence, I could go up. I could do what I needed to do. You know, hell, that's what drew me to Muhammad Ali. It wasn't his fighting. It was how confident he was so confident. He made us all confident. We couldn't help but be confident in his presence or even watching him, right? That's divinity, man. That's God. He was a God. Ali was a God. And so, man, that's really touching what Brother Ghazi is saying, man. Hey, you know, that was a dope way and a dope method. He didn't put his hand on his boy, right? He didn't scorn him. He didn't holler at him. He taught him. He gave him supreme wisdom. And not only he taught him, he showed him. In the lessons, it says you don't have to tell a person, you know, you don't have to go back and forth. You just show a person a dirty glass and a clean glass, and they'll choose for themselves. He showed his son the clean glass and the dirty glass, and his son got the message. But I'm gonna let the rest of this play. But again, Dr. Ghazi Muhammad, those are the type of lessons. Those are the type of stories. Those are the type of inspiration and motivation that you are going to receive when you follow Brother Ghazi Muhammad. He's a beautiful brother. He's accessible, and he has a great program. That brother has a great program where he has helped thousands of people, and he continues to help thousands of people. If you have a story, you might want to holler at Brother Ghazi. If you're trying to speak publicly and gain more confidence, I think you should holler at Brother Ghazi. Or if you just want to tell him that Brother Faheem is your brother and he sent him your way, holler at Brother Ghazi.
Or you can choose to make somebody yourself and have some dreams and some goals and end up like them brothers in the college, you know, who wanted to do something with their life, want to get a career or whatever. I say the choice is yours. I can't make that choice for you. Your mama can't make that choice for you. Your friends, aunties, uncles can't nobody make that damn choice for you but you. You're the only one can make that choice. And whatever choice you make, understand that your life, the outcome of your life, is going to be based on the sum total of the choices and the actions that you take. Not me, not your mom, not nobody else, not your siblings. It's going to be the choices that you make and you take, the choices that you make and the actions that you take. That's going to determine the outcome of your life. So the moral of the story is, if you don't like what the hell your life is right now, study your choices. Study the action that you take or the lack thereof, the action you didn't take. The choices you made or the choices you didn't make. Because if you want to change tomorrow, all you got to do is make a different choice and take a different action today. This is Dr. Ghazi Muhammad with Shattered Wealth Podcast. Your story will either imprison you or empower you. The choice is yours. Peace.
Brother Ghazi has a saying, God is real. Now prove it. I love it when he says that because it's a call to action. It's a reminder that if you say you are the supreme being, black man, if you say you are divinity, then you should be able to prove it, right? God created the sun. God didn't just say, I am the creator of all things. God created the sun. And when darkness said, prove it, the sun appeared. So that's always his charge. You hear Brother Ghazi saying that when y'all follow. God is real now. Prove it. Now, I'm going to show y'all some more things, some stuff that I watch, that I view, man. And I hope y'all are enjoying this. Hit a 1. Let me get a 1 if y'all are enjoying this. Let me get a 1 if you're enjoying this. Yeah, let me get a 1 if you're enjoying it. Because I'm definitely put it in the comments. I know I see 5 people still with me. It's maybe more than that. Man, let me get a 1 if you're enjoying what you're seeing. Yes. Miss Bishop. Yes. Twa. Yes. Yes, man. I really didn't have anything planned. I had just come back into the house. We had went out, and that's why I was late. I was late doing something. And then I said, you know what? I'm always consuming some good some good content. And I'm trying to always, I know my family gets tired of me talking and teaching them. My son and daughter be like, "He go daddy talking again." Oh my God. Oh my God. Hey, that's okay. That is okay. When they're not in my sight, my logic or my thought process is they will remember I'll be the voice that they hear when something happens. This is something that I that I want you guys to see, and then I'm gonna show you a few more of these, and then I'm gonna get off here because it's getting late now. I know you guys got to get up, but I want to show you some stuff before I go. Welcome, 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 welcome. All right. I thought this was interesting and insightful and powerful. Super powerful.
Say what, bro? Why y'all don't take your shit to the white people neighborhood? Because the white people ain't killing each other. The white people ain't killing each other like niggas. Not like niggas, bro. Not, well, the Bloods and the Crips ain't in the white people neighborhood. That's why black people can't come together right there. The young niggas think they know every damn thing. They worried about white people. Why y'all ain't trying to save white people? Because there ain't no damn Bloods and Crips in the white people neighborhood. We ain't come out here to argue with no niggas. We ain't come out here to fight with black folks. We come out here to what? Show you a better way. Listen. And men love darkness. And black people got to stop loving darkness. We the only one condone music that call out women bitches and hoes. We the only one will get in front of a microphone and talk about shooting and killing one another. When is that gonna change? Then when somebody gets shot, you ask God why. Then you ride to the damn wake and the funeral playing the same music that got them killed. Say what, bro? Why y'all don't take your shit?
Now, I mentioned his methodology might not have been the best. His delivery might not have been, how he articulated it might not have been the supreme method. It wasn't. However, the message was right on point. And we got to see in real time. He said, "Why don't y'all take that to the white folks' neighborhood?" Well, white people ain't killing each other in their neighborhood. The gangs aren't in the white people neighborhood causing damage, causing intimidation, causing havoc. That's right here in this community, right? And then he said, "See, that's why we can't do nothing, because the young people think they know every damn thing." That's an issue. That's an issue with communication. Now, absolutely, our best and brightest, we have a methodology to where we can now speak to the people in a way that they can be receptive, or they can receive it, and that they can understand that we are not there to take away, but we're there to add on, right? And but also, we also have men. We also have those strong that warrior class that is going to meet that steel with steel. There's a saying, iron sharpens iron. When in Ghana, speak like the Ghanaians, right? And so, yeah, um, that's what that really, said to me. And also, he went on to say, we're the only ones that talk about killing each other, and then we'll say, why did it happen? And we'll ride to the funeral listening to the very music that we listened to that hyped us up to get killed, to get annihilated. Right? And so that's something that's some food for thought. That is some food for thought. I thought that was super insightful. This is something else that's insightful. Something a little bit on the lighter side, right?
But Tony, I heard you don't drink.
I don't drink.
Well, we have that in common.
Yeah, I don't drink. I just stopped drinking. I used to drink, and I wasn't an alcoholic. Like, whenever you tell people you don't drink,
yeah,
they always want an explanation. They always want to know what happened. Was it a problem? Was you beating your kids? Did you ruin marriages? Did you kill somebody in the vehicle? Like, what happened? We can't believe you don't drink poison. Explain to us why you don't drink poison. I don't get the shock. Like, if I was to tell somebody, man, I don't never drink water, they'd be like, oh, okay.
I love that. I saw that some years ago and I cracked up. Because it's right. When you're telling people that you've now You've now removed yourself from negative, destructive behaviors. They're like, oh my God, what is wrong with you? Are you crazy? You don't want to get high with us no more? You know what I'm saying? You don't want to fornicate with us no more. You don't want to do these things that are going to destroy you. But when you tell them you stepped away from something healthy, it's like, we get it. You don't eat salad. You stay away from fruit. Hey man, we totally understand. Pass the pizza. Give me another shot. You know what I'm saying? So that's super duper interesting and super duper true and insightful. And I don't know about you guys, but the truth is the most humorous and funny thing that I've heard. When those comedians tell the truth, it's so spot on and so accurate that you can't help but laugh. And again, I always say when you hear things like that, these type of revelations, these type of under your nose, like they're so under your nose, like you never think about it. Like, damn, that's true. It helps you from feeling like you're the only one or that you crazy, right? It helps you from feeling crazy. So these are a few things that I be seeing. Y'all gonna get tired of me talking about eating one meal a day.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Most people only need one solid meal a day. Why would I say that? I would say that because the things that people eat in one meal are enough to get them through the entire day. Number one. Number two, most people don't have such a physical demand on their body. Most people that work, their work is really sedentary. It's not like burning calories. It's not doing a lot of running. It's not doing a lot of construction. So with the way that people eat, because they eat so many calories, because they focus on so much protein, that one meal is enough. One solid meal is enough to get them through the day. Could you snack? Sure. You could do fruits. You could do some veggies. You could do some seeds or some nuts. You could drink juices. But one solid meal is enough for most people. If you think about it critically, you'll see that what I'm saying has some merit to it. It's not just me talking out of the wazoo. It's just that we're programmed to eat 3 times a day. But when you really consider how much food we're eating in one meal, you'll be like, man, it's probably true. So this goes to show how much we are overeating as a society.
America is obese and it's the Ozempic Olympics in the streets. We are taking diabetes medicine to lose weight. Listen, if you've been to any restaurant where they serve like I don't know, Papa Do's or something like that, Cracker Barrel, any of these chains, hey man, uh, you'll know and you understand that once one meal, right, can serve about 3 people. So what is that doing to your stomach? I thought this cat, uh, I thought this guy, uh, see what I thought this guy right here had something to say too. That was pretty insightful.
You can love someone but not be good for them. And someone can love you but not be right for you. Because they don't have the other emotional skills that make love stay. Love's not enough. You need emotional maturity. You need personal mastery. You need self-control. You need compassion. You need empathy. There is so much more needed to make love last. And so a lot of us are going to lose love because we didn't develop those other skills. You can love someone.
That's huge. That's huge. Love is just one part of what's necessary, right? To keep things together. It's not everything. And so yeah, that was profound when I heard it. I was like, damn, he's right. Love don't pay the bills. Love does not resolve problems, right? Meaning it doesn't work through it. That takes mastery, self-mastery. It takes emotional intelligence. It takes emotional patience. It takes a lot of intangibles. Now, I say this as a 44-year-old man, but that would have really helped me as an 11-year-old kid, right? I might not have been able to fully grasp it. But as I came around and I kept living, when I was confronted with it, I would have known how to articulate it. I would have been able to understand the concept, and I would have had a reference base of something outside of what I knew or my minuscule experience or what I had dealt with that I could go to, that I could draw myself to. Listen, real fast. Like I told y'all, if y'all see right up on the screen, I got my website. Listen, I got my nice little hats going, right? Yeah, I got some hats, man. I got some product that I want to show you guys. A little product. Some things that I think you guys might be interested in. A couple of products and products that you guys hopefully will be interested in. I know you guys, most of the people that I know love logic and they love reasoning and rationale. And a couple of you guys are snazzy and stylish, right? Right? $25 a piece. And you guess what? You got your nice little Leave of Logic hat. And you can rock it to bar mitzvahs, weddings, the spa day, jacuzzis, when you going to see that man about a horse. Nah, man, wherever. Whichever you may be. Like my man said on Big Mama's House, Anthony Anderson, when he was teaching them ladies karate, he said, whichever you may be. That's on leewithlogic7.com. leewithlogic7.com. Y'all go on over there. And we got these too. We got these too. Right? We got the size that you need. Super warm. Super warm. That's on. They all on the website. I've shown different brands, different styles, different style hoodies. Right? This is a black hoodie with the Leave of Logic on it. This is for my people. I call this my Motown 25 Leave of Logic. You can tell me why. Right? This is my Motown 25 Leave of Logic. You can guess why. If you know me, you know I'm a huge MJ fan. Right? That's the Motown 25 joint. Do. If he was here, he'd be wearing this. But yeah, it's that Leave of Logic joint, man. Yeah, I got some. Then I got something for the brothers. Something for the brothers in the NOI. Right? Something for the brothers when they want to wear, they want to style, they want to look nice. It's a little something. Or if you believe in the messenger, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, you know what I mean? If you believe in Minister Malcolm, if you believe in Minister Farrakhan, Khalid Muhammad, anybody, even Muhammad Ali, any of these brothers who have touched your life, or you just respect the organization because they've been so strong and held Black people down for decades, right? 80 plus years, you might want to grab this. This is a good talking piece. This is a good way for you to show some support. And when the brothers see it, they say, oh, wow. But all of these things, like I said, man, it's getting kind of cold. So, yeah, we got the different. Maybe you can't see. This is a charcoal gray. You can't see. This is one of my favorite. This is for all my people in Georgia. Right? You see the peaches right there. You see the peach. I think I have a shirt. You see me with a shirt. That's the peach logo. Leave with Logic. And again, you get all this on leewithlogic7.com. leewithlogic7.com. Yeah. And this it's good for Halloween too. It's getting ready to be Halloween. So if y'all gonna be outside with your children, and it's cool. You might want to rock this and wear this, keep it warm. And some more fall colors for you. This olive green, you know what I mean? Again, it's all about leading with logic. It's maroon. This last one. Yeah. You can't see the colors on here, but yeah, man. So listen. So that's hey man, I want y'all to go to the, like I said, leadwithlogic7.com. Leadwithlogic7.com. I see 2 people. It's 5 of y'all in here. People have been in and out. Listen. Again, I'm gonna ask one more time. If you enjoy what you heard, what you observed tonight, give me a 1. Let me get a 1. I know it was at 9:45 the last time. Miss Bishop and Miss Bird gave the 1. But if you enjoyed what you saw today, if you respected, if you gained something out of it, let me get a 1. If you gained some insight out of it, let me get a 1. If you gained some sort of insight, let me get a 1. All right, all right. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Miss Bishop. That's what it is. But yes, we got 3 ghost writers. And when I say ghost writer, I mean ghost writers, Riders, not writers, Writers. So 3 ghost writers. Listen, man, I really appreciate LeVar. Yeah. I appreciate you, LeVar, man. Yeah. Man, I appreciate all you guys for coming through, man, and hanging out. Like I said, I started late. I'm gonna get off here, man. I really appreciate everything. Appreciate you guys coming through, commenting, engaging with me. Look, as Minister Malcolm would say, I love it when he would say this. May we all meet again in the light of understanding. Look, y'all have a awesome rest of your week. Also, look out because next week I'm gonna have an interview with a brother who is an entrepreneur who gets paid to stream. He has monetized his streaming, right? His content. And I did an interview with him. So I want you guys to tune in. And I'm going to be releasing a lot of clips. You'll get to see different clips. Y'all tune in. One thing I want y'all to do too, right? Please do this. Let me say this. Please, please, please. If you enjoyed this, and I know y'all do, go to my page, like, subscribe, turn that bell on. What is the bell going to do for Brother Faheem? Why fool with the bell? This way, whenever I go live, whenever a short is released, whenever some content that I create is released, you guys will automatically be notified. It'll come to your phone, right? Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you'll see Lead with Logic is live. That way, it's almost it's an instantaneous reminder, and I don't have to email because I know I text a lot of you guys, right? And so this way, whenever I'm on, y'all will be able to get notified and come right on. But again, man, I appreciate you. And remember, y'all see that leadwithlogic7.com. Go through, man, look around and grab some merch and get yourself ready for this fall season. Keep it warm. Burn the logic in your brain and put it on your back at the same time. Listen, may we meet again in the light of understanding. Peace and love, y'all. Peace, peace.